Alright, we got Ellipsis day 2. We're going to come up with an equation to go along with plus 2y plus 19 equals 0. And we want the vertices, we want the center, we want the foci. And so first we got to rearrange this whole thing. So 4x squared plus, actually minus 24x plus y squared plus 2y equals negative 19. Let's go back a little bit. Alright, so complete the square. Well, first we need the factor before we complete the square. So I'm going to take a 4 out of this first half. That's x squared minus 6x plus, we're going to pretend like there's a 1 there, y squared plus 2y equals negative 19. So in order to complete the square, we take the b, which is the number before x, divided by 2, and square it. So I add 9 over here, and if I add 9 over there, I got to add 9 times 4 because I can't forget about the 4 on the outside here, and the 9 on the inside, which means I really added 36. Over here, I'm going to do 2 divided by 2 squared, which is a positive 1. So I'm going to add 1 times 1, which is a good old-fashioned 1. So going back here, we got 4 in parentheses, break down x squared to be x, break down 9 to be 3, and since we got a negative, that's our negative in the middle, plus 1 on the outside, break down y squared is y, break down 1 is 1, and we got a plus sign here, so we got a plus sign here. Squared equals, when I add all of these together, I get a grand total of 16. Divide everything by 16. So we get 1 on the right side. And the next slide we'll have our answer of x minus 3 squared over 4 plus y plus 1 squared over 16 equals 1, because 4 over 16 was the same as 1 over 4, so we only really need the 4 in the bottom, and I didn't do anything except for make the 1 disappear in front of the y plus 1. So center is at 3 comma negative 1. We always take the opposite sign of what's in that thing because it was x minus h and y minus k, as it has been for a long time. So for the vertices, we're going to go 2 left and right, 4 up and down. So that gives us a grand total of, let's see, if we went 2 left and right, that would be 5, negative 1, and 1, negative 1. So that changed by 2, and up 4 and down 4 means the 3 stays the same. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3, and 3 stayed the same, and negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. Now we need to find the focus. Well, c squared equals a squared minus b squared. C squared equals 16 minus 4. The bigger number always comes first in these problems. So the major axis is the y. The one goes vertically, up and down. And the square root of 12 turns out to be 3.5. So my y value was negative 1 from the center. I add 3.5. So my two foci are 3 comma 2.5 and 3 comma negative 4.5. We're good with that one. Alright, let's say for this next problem that they give me the information about the fact that we had the foci at 2, 7 and negative 6, 7, and B is equal to 2. Well, in order to find the center, what are we going to do? We're going to find the midpoint of my two foci, which means I'm going to do 2 plus negative 6 divided by 2. Since 7 is the same for both one, I know that answer is going to be 7. So 2 plus negative 6 divided by 2 is a negative 2. So my center is at negative 2, 7. So I got x plus 2 squared over something plus y minus 7 squared over something equals 1. Well, since b is equal to 2 and the x values are the ones that changed, that means that the x value, that the left and right is the major axis, which means really a is right here, which means the other one, b, is right here, b squared I mean. So if b equals that, we have an answer of 4 here. So c is equal to the distance from the center to the foci. So from 2, 7 to negative 2, 7 is 4. So remembering that c squared equals a squared minus b squared, and I got c is equal to 4, I wind up 16 equals a squared minus 4. So if I can just go down here, I'm going to add 4 to both sides, and I got 20 equals a squared, and since this is a squared underneath, I'm going to just put my 20 right in there, and there is my equation based on the given information. Alright, one last example for this section. Let's say we have a horizontal major axis that equals 16. And let's say that the center is at 5, 2, and that c is equal to 4. So we'll put my little graph up there just to get a little bit of a, and we'll say there's 5, 2, and if I have a horizontal major axis, and it's going to go off my graph, that is 16 long, then how far should I go this way, and how far should I go this way? Well, if I want the total to be 16, I better go 8 this way and 8 that way, and if that's my major axis, that has to be equal to a. So if I go 8, this should wind out over here at 13, 2, and if I went 8 this way, it should be wind up at negative 3. So we got x minus 5 squared over 8 squared, which is 64, plus y minus 2 squared over something equals 1. So c squared equals a squared minus b squared. So we're told 16 equals 64 minus b squared. When I subtract 64 to both sides, we get negative 48 equals negative b squared. Two negatives can cancel each other out on the opposite side, so we get b squared is equal to 48, and that winds up here. And here is a good solid equation based on the given information. That's a square. Alright, and that's it for this section.